I'm Mari.
Hi, I'm Cherie. I'm another English teacher here in Korea.
Yeah, so me and Cherie are collaborating for this video. We're going to be answering all of your questions about being an English teacher in Korea.
It's going to get really good, you guys.
Yeah, we're super excited. Cherie, of course, is also an English teacher, and she has a YouTube channel. So I'll link it down below. Make sure you check it out. It's super awesome. If you've heard of me, you've definitely heard of
No, I don't
Cherie.
think so. I don't think so. But yeah, it's fun to be like with another YouTuber.
Yeah,
So
for
fun.
sure. And thank you so much for your questions. Me and Cherie both had questions up from our Instagram, so we're really excited to go through and kind of answer what most people are wondering about being an English teacher. But yeah, all of this, of course, is just based off of our own experiences, so
Yeah.
hopefully we'll give you like a good picture. We have two perspectives going on here.
Yeah, we both have completely, I mean, they're similar jobs, but they're in different areas, like with different times that we work.
And you've
stuff.
even been at two different schools.
I did. I switched schools after 4 months, so
Yeah.
I do have a video about that if you want to check it out on my channel.
I'll link it down below.
Shameless plug.
First question is it hard to make friends? And I would say it really just depends on like what kind of friends you mean. I think that it's really easy to make friends with people at your school, for sure, like other teachers.
Like while
and
you're
things like
working,
that.
I would say
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. There's like, at my school, for example, there's like 4 foreign teachers and we all work really closely together and we're all friends.
Yeah.
But I mean, I also know some of like the native Korean teachers at my school, but I'm not as close with them just because we don't interact as much. So I would say it's definitely easier to make friends with people at your school that, of course, like speak your own language. and that kind of
Yeah,
thing. But,
definitely.
yeah. What about you? Do you find it hard to like make friends outside of school? Because I haven't really. I mean, we're friends.
Yeah, we're friends. We're friends. But we met at church too.
Yeah,
so, like that was helpful.
Yeah, I think having other communities besides just your workplace really helps to make more friends, for sure.
My workplace, actually, everybody there is like, we're all girls, so that's kind of fun, and I really like that. I was telling you this earlier, like it's really fun. There are 2 other foreign teachers there, and we all work really close together. We like to talk a lot, and even the other Korean teachers too, like we all have like a really good time together, but we don't really hang out outside of work. It's kind of just like while we're at work during the day, so it's like really fun to come into work and like talk to everyone, but we never really hang outside of work.
Yeah, I've only hung out with my coworkers one time outside of work.
I would say generally it is kind of hard to make friends, but you're gonna experience that when you're going to any other country. I feel like, you know, by yourself.
Yeah, for
but
sure.
like there are ways, and there's like even like Facebook pages for foreigners living in Korea and stuff. So like if you're worried about that, there are definitely outlets that you can like go to.
Okay, next question is, what is your favorite and least favorite thing about being an English teacher? And honestly, I think that my favorite and least favorite thing is the same.
What is it? How is that possible?
It's just the students. Like I love interacting with the students so much. They're so much fun.
Yeah.
And I have like so many stories of just like having these like really fun bonds with my students, you know?
Okay, I get
but at the same time, just like dealing with a student that's like misbehaving, and there's like, honestly, I don't have a lot of ways I can really like discipline a student. All I can really say,
hard.
all you can really say is just like, oh, we're gonna have to call your parents, and I don't really want to like default to your parents or default to like a Korean teacher. So yeah, my favorite thing interacting with students, least favorite thing when I have to interact in like a negative way.
I get that. Yeah, I guess for me it's kind of similar. Like I teach both kindergarten and elementary classes, and like my favorite classes to teach are like some of my elementary classes. Like the vibe is just so good. It's super fun. Like I don't know, I just got blessed with some like really, really good classes. But then some of my kindergarten students like suck. They're just not fun to deal with, and they're just like so bad. Because at Hagwon, sometimes you're teaching kids who are like, they have rich parents, so they're kind of
a bit spoiled. So
it can be very, very hard. I think one of my least favorite things actually about teaching though is just like sometimes you have really long work hours. So like for me right now, it's like break time technically because of the Lunar New Year. Like so for January and February, my teaching schedule Monday, Wednesday, Fridays from 9 to 7 because there's just kids are doing a lot more classes during this time. But it changes.
Intense.
In March. But like sometimes the long hours is like kind of difficult.
Yeah. Next question. Do you need to speak Korean to teach? And the answer I would say
yes, 100%. I'm lying.
I should get fired then. Yeah. I would say basically across the board, you don't have to speak Korean.
Honestly, like at work, I try never to speak Korean because
you're not like supposed to, really.
You're not supposed to, because if the kids, especially if they know that you speak Korean, there's like a 90% chance they're gonna speak to you in Korean.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
I think it's good to like know Korean for like when you're living here. Like if you want to get around easier, but as an English teacher, you don't need to know it. It's almost a plus.
Next question is, what was the application process like for you? So it's a whole thing.
I hated it.
It's like, especially with COVID, the application process is so long right now, and just like all the documents you have to do, just like, I mean, it's a process.
Yeah, you have to get like a background check. You have to like get your diploma like
apostille, then notarized, and you have to have a transcript and just like fingerprints.
Yeah.
You have to do like an FBI background check because you're working with kids.
So like, what I would say, if you want to come over and teach here, don't do what I waited last minute to like look into this, and I was super rushed and so stressed for like 2 months straight. Don't do that. Like, look into exactly what you're gonna need from your country, because we don't know like what it's like for each country. We just know for like America.
Yeah, and I would say for sure, definitely start your documents earlier than you think you need to.
Yes.
I started my documents before I had a job.
Yeah,
I think that you definitely should do that, because like, even though I started my documents before I actually had the job offer, like I got the job offer and they're like, okay, when can you be here? And then they're like, why aren't you here yet?
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm sorry, it's like not my fault. I'm trying as best as I can, you know? So definitely doing it as soon as possible is the best way.
Yeah.
Sure. Do you have a favorite student?
Yeah, I have a few favorites. I'm not gonna lie. I think it's normal.
I think it's really normal to have favorite students, because there's just certain students that are just there to make your life bad, and then there's certain students that are just there because they love you and they just want you to feel loved, and those are the best. I have a kindergarten student named Leo.
Aww.
Leo. My heart, Leo, so cute. So
I have like two of my favorite girls are in one of the classes that I teach. They're in kindergarten, and like their names are Sophia and Elsa. And like Sophia, like when we're doing like an art project and there's all this like, because you have to like unwrap a lot of things, she'll go and like take everything from everyone's desk and like put it in a bag and like be like,
clean
here you
up.
go, teacher. Yeah, and like cleans up.
One of my kindergarten students the other day, literally, like we were in the middle of class and like I was like talking about like a vocabulary word, and she like raises her hand. She's like, Teacher Mari? And I was like, oh yes, Jim. And she's like, Teacher Mari, I love you. And I was like, be right back. I'm gonna go cry now. Like,
honestly, your students will hype you up.
They're
so
so
much for the most part.
Next question is, does your school provide like lesson plans, lesson materials, things like that? And I think both of us, yes. Like, I think, and that's pretty common. Like, I think in more rural areas, I've heard you have to do your own lesson planning.
Really?
Which is like, that's a lot of work.
Yeah.
So if you like, you should definitely like ask your school beforehand if you're gonna have like materials and that kind of thing, because yeah, that would be so much work. All of my lessons are like already like in a schedule. Like I go to work knowing what I'm gonna do every single day for each class. Yeah. And it's very like structured and very easy.
Yeah. So for me, like the most that we have to do is just like make a weekly like, this is what we're doing each week, but it's based off of the textbook. So like it's just like a schedule for the parents to see, and like we just have to update that. It's super duper easy, but like we have all the books, all the materials, all the tests, even like I don't have to create any tests.
That's great. That's great.
And like some people have asked, I know, like, do you have to do a lot of work like outside of school hours and stuff like that? But like for me, I don't have to do anything outside of my work hours. Is it the same for you?
I haven't done anything. In my contract, it kind of specifies like this many hours are just for teaching, and then the rest of the hours are for prepping.
You do get prep time, yes.
Yeah, so I have plenty of time to prep during school hours. I never have to do stuff at home.
I'm never stressed about like lesson plans or anything. So you just follow what's there for you. And that's generally how it is for most Hagwons.
Yeah. Next question is kind of like a two-part. Like, how did your students react to having you like a new teacher, and then how did you kind of like get into like the teaching? You know, like how did they react to you? How did you react to them, kind of thing? Like, yeah. I don't know. I would say, I mean, both of us have actually taught English before coming to Korea, and it had been a while for me, and I kind of like showed up the first day and I was like really like nervous, and it like took me a while to like get comfortable for sure.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. Some of my other like coworkers that are like foreign teachers are a bit more like, oh, like give me hugs all the time, you know, and I kind of like, I kind of like let the students, like if they want to hug me, then they can say that they want to hug me, you know. I don't want to make them feel uncomfortable or anything like that, you know. And so yeah, like it took a while for us to like get to like that place where they were like asking me for hugs, but I was like glad that I did it that way, because I felt like it was more natural and more like authentic, like the relationship I have with my students. So.
Yeah, definitely. Let's see. Well, it's kind of similar, I guess. Like at my new school, like because I moved schools, right? And at my new school, it was just like, oh my gosh, we're doing this again. But it was also, I was like, oh my gosh, I need to relearn everything. I felt like I couldn't teach again. Like, I don't know. I got really nervous and scared.
Yeah, it's scary.
Because, like, my style is, like, really fun and kind of sassy. Like, it's a good time. But when I start teaching, like, a new class or, like, new kids, I'm just like, hi. I'm Cherie teacher.
Yeah, I can relate to that so much. Just like because like when you teach, especially with really young kids, you're like a bit goofy, a bit like you definitely wouldn't interact with adults in this way. So it takes
hard
a
to get out of
while
your comfort zone there.
Yeah, like get used to it and get like a bit silly, you know, for class time and stuff. So what degree did you get at university, and do you have any like qualifications that make you more qualified for the job?
Oh man.
Do you want to start?
Sure. I have a bachelor's degree, and I also have a TESOL certificate. I did not like study TESOL for my bachelor's degree. I was like a peace building major actually, but yeah, so I have a TESOL certificate, but I think what's helped me is that I do have a lot of teaching experience. Like I taught English in China for 4 months. I also studied abroad here, and I tutored at my university. And then I also tutored at my other my actual university in the US. I tutored a lot of international students there. And so like I have a lot of like teaching experience, which really helped. On my resume actually, I think I say that like I've taught or tutored students from over 25 different countries.
Wow.
So that's helpful.
Impressive.
But but if you did not like major in TESOL, like don't worry about it because I didn't either.
Yeah. And I didn't either. Yeah. So I went to BYU and I got a bachelor's in geography and
nice.
Yeah, I know, it's super random.
Yeah.
And then a minor in nonprofit management. So I really don't have anything like teaching English as second language, anything like that really, but I kind of have like similar experiences. So I was for 4 months in Thailand, I was a teacher, and then for 4 months in China I was a head teacher, and then I also was a teaching assistant at my university for a little over a year. So I mean I have like quite a bit of experience teaching, and I think that definitely helped me get a job as well.
Experience is nice, but all you like actually like really need is a bachelor's degree and like a TESOL certificate.
Next question, I've gotten this question actually so much,
let's go.
is how much money do you earn? And I'm not going to tell you.
It's illegal for us to tell you actually.
Yeah, we actually like contractually, we can't tell you exactly, but we will say that it's pretty common for people to make between like 2 and 2.5 million won per month. And that's usually on top of getting housing as well. Yeah. So it really just depends a lot on where you live, your teaching experience, and then if housing is included or not. So like you have housing from your school, right?
I literally feel so rich here. I don't even know how, but like, yeah, like I don't, something about the housing, like, yeah, I feel great. Like I don't worry about finances here.
Yeah, and that's great. So like I don't have housing from the school, but because of that I get a stipend from the school, and that helps pay for my living expenses, just like in terms of housing and things like that. It doesn't quite cover all of it, but that's because me and Joseph live together in a space that's accommodating for 2 people. So it's, I mean, really like the school is kind of catering towards single people. You can do it if you're married, but usually the housing that they'll provide might not really accommodate.
You'll have to get different housing most likely, but they will give you again a stipend for that.
Yeah. Next question is what exactly do you teach, or who do you teach exactly?
We teach this language called English. It's super cool.
Okay, yeah, I think they know.
I told you I'm too sassy. Like I'm literally a sassy teacher.
Yeah, but anyways, we teach pretty similar ages, I think. I kind of teach between like kindergarten and like 7th grade. So it's quite a big range of students and different skill levels as well. I work at the kindergarten in the morning, and then I work at the elementary school in the afternoon. And so, yeah, it just kind of depends on the day, but I teach kind of that range of students.
Yeah, same. So I do teach kindergarten in the morning in 4 different classes. So it's not like I'm just in one class the whole time. So yeah, I teach 4 different kindergarten classes, and then I teach in total, I think 5 different elementary classes, and those range from like 1st grade, 3rd grade, 5th grade, and 6th grade, I think are my classes. So yeah, and I mostly will be teaching like speaking skills and stuff. So we have speaking tests and stuff like that. Yeah. And then for some of the older classes, I'll do like writing classes with them, like on Fridays and stuff. So
I think that's worth noting too. Most foreign teachers will be doing mostly speaking classes, and then native Korean teachers will do grammar, phonics, stuff like that. So I do mostly speaking classes as well. I also do an art class, and I do like a debate class and a writing class.
Oh yeah, in kindergarten you most likely will do like an art or science sort of thing.
Yeah, that's really common. Is the work culture more intense or toxic? A lot of people think it's a little
I
bit
have
toxic.
experience.
Yeah, Cherie's been at 2 different schools.
I mean,
so.
again, because of Korean law and stuff, I can't say much or anything about like my specific school that I taught at, but yeah, it wasn't like the best. I'm gonna say like for my own like mental health and stuff, that work environment was not good for me, and so I left because it was stressing me out too much, and like it was kind of a stressful environment. And again, I have to be vague because I could get fined or sued.
Yeah.
I'm not. But yeah, it just like was not, it wasn't making me happy. There was a lot of like issues at our workplace. If you have been like, if you are a teacher here in Korea or something and you want to like switch your job because you have a similar experience to mine, like just do it. Like it's definitely possible. Like your happiness is worth it. Don't just like deal with it.
Yeah, and Cherie actually has a whole video about how she switched to a different job. So I'll link that video down below.
It's quite the process. So yes. But yeah, your happiness is worth it here. But my new workplace now is like lovely. I love it. Everyone's so happy. So like really there are like really good hug ones you can work at and really good places. So
yeah. And my experience has been really like just great across the board. Like we have pretty good boundaries. I mean, there are some things that are a bit more involved than if you are maybe working in the United States. Like, I do get like work texts sometimes at like midnight.
Oh, yeah, that sometimes happens.
Yeah. Occasionally it's things like that. Occasionally I work overtime. Occasionally I work on Saturdays. But all of those things are included in my contract. They never ask me to do something that's, you know, outside of my contract. So just make sure you like really read your contract before signing it because they will stick to like all the things you've agreed to do, they'll ask you to do.
Also, like if you find that they are breaking your contract and stuff, you can literally report that too. There's like this one, I forgot what it's called, but I will tell you and you'll put it in this part of the video.
I'll put it,
you can contact this and they'll speak English because they're for like foreign teachers in Korea and you can like say, hey, they're not following this contract, like, and they can get sued for it.
That's really good.
So like there are people like government organizations that can help with your situations if they're not following the contract.
Yeah, and I will say too that at my school, the foreign teacher experience is very different from the Korean teacher experience.
Yes, way more relaxed.
Yeah, the foreign teachers have like very typical 8-hour work days. The Korean teachers, I've seen them like come in at 8 a.m. like at school until midnight, literally working on stuff like crazy. Like especially when we have like winter camp or like Children's Day, stuff like that, where they have decorations and like planning and all this stuff. They're there really late, then come in at 8 o'clock the next day. Like it's crazy.
Okay. I haven't seen them work that hard, but I also leave before all the other teachers leave, so I don't see it all. But yeah, generally, as foreigners, are it's pretty relaxed compared to the Koreans.
Definitely. Oh, I even had one of my Korean coworkers tell me one time, he's like, when I get born again, I want to be born as a native English speaker and then move to Korea. Because he's like, because I love Korea, but I don't want to be Korean working in Korea. I was like, that's
honestly,
really
as a foreigner living in Korea, like, it's nice, but if you're born and raised here, it's tough, man. Like, it's crazy.
Last question is, do you have a co-teacher? And I think it depends a lot on the school, because at my school, I only have a co-teacher in the kindergarten. So when I'm when I'm at the elementary school, I'm kind of on my own a little bit. There's other teachers that are like around and like really willing to help me and that kind of thing. But yeah, only my kindergarten class has a co-teacher, and my co-teacher doesn't speak very much English. She can basically speak the amount of English that my kindergarten class needs to speak at the end of the year.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but I mean, we get along really great. She's super nice, and it's really helpful to have her in class.
Especially like for kindergarten, they're just needed because some things you just need them. Like, I have a co-teacher for each of my kindergarten classes. They're like a homeroom teacher, so they're the homeroom teacher for those classes because I go around teaching 4 of them.
Okay.
Yeah, so if I need anything or if I need to tell them anything, like I'll just tell them like after class or during class. And for elementary, I also have co-teachers as well. So I have a Korean co-teacher, or they'll teach that class a different subject.
Oh, okay.
And then I'll teach them as well. Oh, and by the way, all my Korean co-teachers like speak like decent English. Some are like more on like the intermediate level, but like I'm able to like actually have conversations with all of them.
Oh, so that's really nice.
I think it varies depending on the hub.
Yeah. Well, actually, a lot of the other teachers that work at my kindergarten, the other foreign teachers, they have co-teachers that speak better English.
Oh, yeah.
So it really depends a lot. Yeah. Okay, well that's it. That's all the questions we have. Thank you guys for watching. Yeah. Definitely check out our videos on our channels, both of our channels. I'll link Cherie's channel down below. But yeah, we also have English teacher day in our life videos that we both have filmed separately. So make sure to check those out as well. I just gonna have a paragraph of links down below.
By the way, we also filmed another video on my channel where we went to Hongdae and we like tried different cakes and went to cafes and like our
really
vlogs, and it was like a really good time.
And it's like kind of like Hongdae is a really great place to visit when you're in Seoul.
Yes.
So it's a really like good kind of day in our lives, kind of hanging out
on a weekend. Yeah,
super fun. So definitely check that out and check out Cherie's channel. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget, comment your questions. I'm very, very excited to see what else you guys have.
And if you want us to do another collaboration,
that's
what we should do, or like a challenge.
Yes, I'm so excited. We definitely need to collaborate again.
Yes.
It's so much fun. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time.
Bye.